Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual. You guys know the deal on this channel, man. We must continue to set the record straight. Stop the lies. Stop the narratives. Stop them from rewriting the history. And in this video, man, we're going to talk about, I've been seeing a lot of people doing videos about people taking LeBron James out their top 5. And listen, man, I've told you guys from the start, LeBron James was never in my top 5. He was never in my top 10. But for this video, we're going to talk about how LeBron James never been in my top 5, man. Because like I said, I've seen people doing videos about other YouTubers and other, analysts, taking LeBron James out of their top 5, man. And we're going to talk briefly on it in this video, man, because I've been had LeBron James was never in it. He never should have been in your top 5s. That's the whole point of my channel, man. We're going to talk about this video, guys. And I want to thank you guys, everyone out there across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly, truly humbled by all the support, man. You guys sharing the comments, your stories with me, sharing the info. Like I said, man, just all the support. It means a lot, guys, for real, man. You guys requested me to do videos, man. Like I said, I try to get these videos out there for you guys, man. So much respect for all the support, guys. It means a lot. It really does. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I've been seeing a lot of people doing videos on other people taking LeBron James out of their top 5s. Yo, shout out to my man, Uncommon Sense. I saw a video he did, I think it was yesterday. I watched this morning, and he was talking about a Dreamers Pro taking LeBron James out of his top 5, and a Basketball Time Machine taking LeBron James out of their top 5. And so shout out to him. Shout out to my man, Angro Hoop. Shout out to Dreamers Pro. Shout out to Basketball Time Machine. Like I said, I just seen some people, shout out to my man, Too Raw for Sports. I saw him doing a couple videos on, I think his guy's name was like Samuel Acho or something like that. And he was saying how people are taking LeBron James out of their top 5s now. And I just find it very interesting now that everyone all of a sudden now has had a reckoning now. All of a sudden, people have decided to keep their integrity or to try to get their integrity back. I'm telling you right now, it's too late for this stuff for some of these people, man. They don't said so much nonsense about Michael Jordan. They don't said so much nonsense about some of these past eras that it's too late for some of these guys. And I'm not talking about the YouTube guys like a Dreamers Pro or a Basketball Time Machine. I'm not saying it's too late for those guys. I'm talking about some of these guys in the media. These guys on the mainstream media. It don't add up. There's no way that you can have LeBron James in your top 5 the way that some of these people talk about LeBron James. That's why I was confused with my man Charles on Dreamers Pro. He had LeBron James in his top 5, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out how he had him up there. Shout out to my man Jordan versus LeBron also, man. We were talking about that in one of his comments. I saw one of his videos, and he was talking about Dreamers Pro taking LeBron James out of his top 5. And listen, man, and I told him, I don't see how he could have LeBron James top 5 with the videos and the way that he's, like I said, been critiquing LeBron James. Because to me, I don't believe that anything that we're doing is hate on LeBron James. We're not hating on LeBron James. What we're doing is putting out the facts. And what the facts show, or at least it told me, is that LeBron James is not worthy, guys, of being in a top 5, damn sure, a top 10, and damn sure not no damn top 5 of all time. It's about the worthiness of these things, guys. I talk about that a lot on this channel. A lot of other people, when they talk about their lists and they have LeBron James ranked number 1, or they have LeBron James ranked number 2 all time, or they have him 3, or they have him in the top 5 or in the top 10, I do not believe he's worthy to be in a top 10 conversation. Because when you're talking about the top 5 or the top 10 greatest players in NBA's history, what are we really talking about here? We're talking about the top 5 or 10 greatest representatives of the NBA, the greatest representatives of basketball. When you think about the sport of basketball and you think about the greatest players to ever play, it ain't just about the stats, guys. It ain't just about the stuff on the paper, man. LeBron James is a paper champ. He's a paper champion. On LeBron James, paper-wise, the man looks amazing. If you just pulled out LeBron James' resume, if you went on to a Basketball Reference and you Googled and you went on to, LeBron James's page, you might be impressed if you didn't know the game. if you didn't what? Watch the game. Because the video footage, it contradicts everything that you see on that paper for LeBron James. Those championships, when you watch the video footage and you watch LeBron James go out throughout his career, then what does it show you? That LeBron James championships are fraudulent, right? He had to manipulate things, right? And he had to put the odds in his favor in order for him to win. He didn't go through the grind like a Jerry West. He didn't go through the grind like a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant. He did not go through these things, right? So LeBron James, once again, instead of going through the grind, he avoided going through the grind. He decided to not go through the grind. That was LeBron James. That's what he did. So when you look at the MVPs and you look at the championships, you look at the stats, right? And then you watch the game, you watch the video footage of LeBron James and what he's actually doing out there. Then what do you see? You see LeBron James walking up and down the court, lollygagging, not playing any defense, not giving the effort. This is what you see. You see LeBron James not ingratiating his teammates, never learning to play in a system, right? Never helping his teammates help him. You see LeBron James getting coaches fired everywhere he goes, not being coachable. These are things that you see. LeBron James not respecting the fans. LeBron James load managing, flopping around on the court, always crying and moaning at the referees. And despite all the help that he's gotten, despite all the manipulating, all the trades, the free agents, the man still lost more than he won. And to this day, his fans still blame his teammates. They still blame the organizations he played for, the coaches. They blame everything under the sun except for their favorite player. They'll never put the responsibility, the accountability on LeBron James. And this is another reason why he'll never be top 5 or top 10, guys. To me, on this channel, I stand on what? I stand on the honor, the integrity, the class, the respect, the love of the game. This is what I stand on this channel. That matters to me. That has to matter in these rankings. It can't just be, oh, LeBron James got 4 MVPs. LeBron James got 4 Finals MVPs. He's got 4 championships. LeBron James got all these stats. It can't just be that. That's not what it's about. How did you accumulate these stats? Once again, I'm not impressed with LeBron James and his overall game. The points that he got, I'm not impressed with the way he got his points. Just barreling into people. Once again, LeBron James over the last 10 years has been allowed to use his physicality to a higher degree than the defense is allowed to use against him. Once again, they get all this freedom of movement, no physicality on the defensive end, but then LeBron James is low on his shoulder. He's using his off arm. He's allowed to travel. He's allowed to carry the basketball. And I'm supposed to be impressed with the points that he scored? I'm not. How many times have you seen video footage of LeBron James travel with the ball and then shoot and score? And they count the points. Those points counted on his resume. Excuse me. Right? That counted to his all-time points lead. The man's traveling all over the court. How many times have you seen LeBron James carry the basketball and then score? Nothing called. How many times have you seen LeBron James offensive foul into somebody? Nothing is called and then he scores. No turnover for LeBron James. No offensive fouls. How many times have you seen LeBron James berate the referees, scream and cry and curse, say all this inappropriate stuff? No technical fouls given to LeBron James. Is LeBron James ever ejected from these games? No. No. But LeBron James is supposed to be a top 5 all time. LeBron James is not top 5 all time. He's never been top 5 all time. And that's the point of my channel. That's the point of this video. People taking LeBron James out there top 5 is these people having an epiphany, realizing that they're contradicting themselves. You cannot stare yourself in the mirror. I told you, if you're a Michael Jordan supporter, if you represent what basketball is supposed to be, the sport of basketball, the integrity of the sport, the love of the game, the class, the honor, if you value these things, LeBron James can never be in your top 5 because he never carried himself with any of these traits. Still to this day, has a no trade clause. Michael Jordan had a love of the game clause. LeBron James playing for the money, still asking for max money. People talking about he took a pay cut. He didn't take no damn pay cut. He restructured the years on the deal. The man's still getting, what, $50 million a season? LeBron James ain't worth $50 million. Are you kidding me? This dude ain't playing no defense in years. Years. Don't tell me he's 39, 40 years old. The man ain't played defense since he was 30. 30. No all defensive teams in this weak era. But LeBron James still getting max money. LeBron James is not supposed to, is it people's top 5? You cannot have him in the top 5. I told you, he's not worthy of that. He is not a worthy representative of the NBA's history. What the sport of basketball is supposed to represent. LeBron James don't represent that. No class from LeBron James. Everywhere you go, you're talking about how great you are. You're the greatest of all time. All you're doing is disrespecting the other greats, the NBA's history. The fans, we're the ones who are supposed to say these things. We're the ones that are supposed to have these arguments, these debates, right? These rankings. It's the fans, not the players. These guys got it confused. They keep trying to tell us about where we're supposed to have people. We're the fans. We can have people ranked, and we can do these things. We have the ability, and we have the right to do that. They try to act like because we're fans, we can't have a rankings or we can't have an opinion. These goofs actually value LeBron James, calling himself the greatest of all time. You really believe that shows class? That shows honor? Once again, LeBron James is not worthy to be in a conversation with the other great players. And not only is he not worthy to be in the conversation with some of these other guys, when we talk about their overall greatness, their overall careers, LeBron James is just not greater on the court than a lot of these players. LeBron James is not a greater overall basketball player than Larry Bird, guys. He's just not. He does nothing greater on the basketball court than Michael Jordan. Nothing, guys. Not playmaking, not passing. I don't want to hear about LeBron James' overrated passing, man. Stop the nonsense right now. How many turnovers LeBron James got? How many times LeBron James carried the ball and traveled the basket with the basketball? How many times LeBron James stand and dribble the ball and just stand there and let other people do some stuff off ball and LeBron James passing the ball? Once again, look at the way they count assists these days. So don't talk to me about LeBron James' assist numbers. LeBron James ain't doing nothing on the basketball court greater than Michael Jordan. To me, not greater than Larry Bird. He's not greater than Tim Duncan. He's not greater than Hakeem Olajuwon or Bill Russell or Will Chamberlain or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Magic Johnson. He's not greater than Kobe Bryant. To me, he's not greater than a Jerry West or a Dr. J. He's not greater than these guys. Greater, which encompasses your skills on the basketball court, your overall game, but it also encompasses what? Your stats, the accolades you've accomplished, right? The way you went about these things, your leadership, the intangibles of these guys, the honor, the class, the love of the game that they played with, them being coachable, not blaming their teammates. They took accountability, these guys. They took the ownership because they were the leaders. LeBron James lacks leadership at the highest levels. When we're talking about these top guys, the leadership of LeBron James is not on that level. You can't put him with those guys. Once again, the effort that a lot of those guys were giving on both sides of the ball, LeBron James can't match that. He's not doing what Kobe Bryant did on both sides of the ball at that level, the effort. He's not doing it. Yeah, LeBron James can score an average 30 because he ain't playing no D. Right? He's only playing 55, 60 games. Standing around. Blaming everybody else. Tim Duncan wasn't doing that. Hakeem Olajuwon wasn't doing that. Bill Russell wasn't doing that. Jerry West wasn't doing that. Dr. J wasn't doing that. Magic Johnson wasn't doing that. You know, Larry Bird wasn't doing it. LeBron James isn't doing that. So with everybody taking LeBron James out of their top fives, I just find it hilarious to me. Because once again, he should have never been in y'all top fives. Should have never been there. Once again, people get too wrapped up in the media and what the LeBron James and the media, the LeBron James fans got people really believing. Got people scared. People put LeBron James in their top five because they're scared. Think about someone like Stephen A. Smith, guys. He's got LeBron James ranked number 2 all time. And he really believes that he's doing LeBron James. Like, he really thinks that, like, he'll say what? Hey, man, listen, LeBron James is a great husband. LeBron James is a great father. He's a great philanthropist. LeBron James is behind Michael Jordan. He's number 2 all time, man. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's the number 2 greatest best. And he really believes that he's really giving LeBron James some props, man, by putting LeBron James number 2, man. Once again, you're not doing anything. You're doing a disservice, Stephen A. Smith, to the game of basketball and to your own integrity. Because once again, I'll challenge with Stephen A. Smith. How can you have Michael Jordan number 1 all time? Value and respect what Michael Jordan represented and meant to the game of basketball, his approach to the game, the effort he gave, and then actually have LeBron James right behind him. It don't add up. It doesn't add up. This is where these guys look stupid. And this is why some of these guys are taking LeBron James out their top 5. Because a lot of the people in the media, they realize they can't stand on anything. What are you standing on? Nick Wright. Have you ever heard, think about it, guys. Have you ever heard Nick Wright give an actual legit argument for LeBron James being compared to Michael Jordan. You've never heard it. All you hear is hot takes from Nick Wright. Somewhat, him rewriting history and bending reality. I've never heard Nick Wright give one valid argument, 1 point, never once, for LeBron James against Michael Jordan. Most of the things that Nick Wright says in favor of LeBron James are narratives. They're narratives that aren't real. He'll say LeBron James was robbed for this. LeBron James should have won that. LeBron James could have done this. If LeBron James had that. If LeBron James did this. All these ifs, woulda, coulda, shouldas from a Nick Wright, from his supporters in general. This is why they have the excuses. If you need that many excuses, that many ifs surrounding you, that many woulda, coulda, shouldas, you're not a top 5 player. There's no way you should have ever been in there. There's no argument for it. And for me, I've told you, he'll never be top 10. Never will be. I've told you guys many times. It's Michael Jordan and everyone else. Because to me, Michael Jordan is the only player in the history of the game that there's no argument for anyone over him. No one. If you want to argue Bill Russell's the greatest of all time, you can make that argument. But if you want to say that Bill Russell's the greatest of all time, that's great. But there's no argument above Michael Jordan. Because just quite simply, Michael Jordan did more with less than Bill Russell did. He just did more with less. Those are just the facts. That's an easy argument for Michael Jordan over Bill Russell. Simply at that. And if you said Bill Russell's the greatest of all time, I got no problem with that. What I'm saying is that to me, there's no argument for Bill Russell over Michael Jordan. George Mikan, no argument for George Mikan over Michael Jordan. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, people say, oh, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has a great resume from high school, college to the pros. What the hell are we talking about here, man? We talking about college and high school ball? Or we talking about the top level? We talking about when it matters most. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar don't have an argument once again over Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan did more once again with less and did more in less time than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did. Right? These are the facts. There's no knocks on these guys. There's no argument for them over Michael Jordan. LeBron James, no argument for LeBron James anywhere close to Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant, there's no argument for Kobe Bryant over Michael Jordan, guys. He just didn't accomplish. Once again, Michael Jordan did more in less time with less than Kobe Bryant. Those are just the facts, guys. Those are the facts. And once again, the overall game of Michael Jordan is unmatched by any of these guys. The overall impact of the game, the leadership that Michael Jordan had. Right? The intangibles. Once again, the two-way play of Michael Jordan, to me, the greatest two-way play in the history of the game. Magic Johnson doesn't have an argument over Michael Jordan. Larry Bird, no, he doesn't. He doesn't have an argument. None of these guys, Jerry West, Dr. J, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, they don't have an argument. Will Chamberlain doesn't have an argument over Michael Jordan. Will Chamberlain has all these great statistics, and he's one of the great players. And one of the things, the reason why I have Will Chamberlain ranked in my top 3, I'm number 2 all time. The reason why I have Will Chamberlain in my top 10, though, is because to me, Will Chamberlain was never allowed to use his physical abilities, his physical gifts that he had to his advantage. He was always having things placed against him. The defensive players had the advantage when he played. And once again, he was never allowed to use his physicality, right? The things that he had his gifts, like a Shaquille O'Neal was. If Will Chamberlain was allowed to play like Shaquille O'Neal was in the early 2000s, Will Chamberlain would have probably won a lot more. But everything was geared to stopping him. Everything was going against him. So for me, it's impressive for what he was able to achieve, even though all the rules and the way that the game was officiated, all this stuff was geared to slow him down and was against him. And once again, he was not allowed to use the physical gifts he had. People talk about Will Chamberlain's height. Yes, he was allowed to use his height, but he wasn't allowed to use his strength, his size, right? To bang into guys and bang them down like guys were able to do. Even in the 80s and the 90s, they were able to do these things. Will Chamberlain wasn't allowed to do these things, but whatever. But these are the things that we're talking about, guys. No one has an argument over Michael Jordan. So when I say it's Michael Jordan and everybody else, that's what I'm telling you guys that I mean, right? But for me, I've told you what. There's a lot of other all-time greats in between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. LeBron James has not passed a lot of these other greats, and he's not worthy to be above those guys. He's not worthy. There's been years and years and years and years and years of LeBron James embarrassing himself, tearing down the NBA, not showing any respect to the fans, no love of the game. He's sabotaging himself. I've told you guys that in the past. This is all on LeBron James. He's the one making these decisions to do all this nonsense. He's the one tweeting all this nonsense. He's the one walking around the basketball court. LeBron James should have never been anyone's top 5. And I told you he'll never be in my top 10. He's not worthy. The same way that Isaiah Thomas was not worthy of the Dream Team is the same way that, or the reason that LeBron James is not worthy of a top 10 spot. Was Isaiah Thomas on paper? Did he have the resume to be on the Dream Team? Absolutely. Absolutely. Isaiah Thomas had the resume, right, to be on the Dream Team. That wasn't the problem for Isaiah Thomas. Once again, same thing for LeBron James. Does LeBron James have the resume on paper to be a top 5 or top 10 player? Yeah, he has a resume. He's won some championships. He has MVPs. He has some stats. He's got these accolades. Yes, he might have the resume on paper to be in the top 10 or in the top 5. But for the same reason Isaiah Thomas was on the Dream Team, LeBron James will never be a top 5 or top 10 player. He's not deserving or worthy of that spot. They didn't want Isaiah Thomas there. It had nothing to do with how great he was on the court, on paper, right? His worthiness as far as his resume. Even Michael Jordan to this day said Isaiah Thomas is the second greatest point guard of all time behind Magic Johnson, in his opinion. I don't agree with him on that, but that's his opinion. But Isaiah Thomas was on a Dream Team, no, because he wasn't worthy of it. He was going to destroy the chemistry, the camaraderie of the team. It wasn't just one or two guys. No one wanted him there because of who he was and his demeanor, his personality, and the way he carried himself like a dirtbag. No honor or class from Isaiah Thomas. So, same thing for LeBron James. He might have the resume, right? LeBron James might have the resume for it, but he's not worthy of it for the way that he carried himself, right? His demeanor, the way he went about his business, cheating the game, cheating the fans, cheating himself, not living up to the standard of those other all-time greats. His fans always tearing down past errors. LeBron James never taking any accountability, always making excuses. Those other greats, they didn't do those kinds of things. So you guys know the deal. I see a lot of people taking LeBron James out of their top 5. Y'all need to keep going low with that. Drop him out of your top 10. Once again, shout out to my man on Common Sense, man. He's got good stuff over there. Shout out to my man Jordan versus LeBron. Shout out to Too Raw for Sports. I saw some of the videos you guys were doing, was saying some of these guys. Shout out to Basketball Time Machine. I never really shot that guy out on this channel. But I like some of the stuff that he does over there, man. And like I said, if he has LeBron James out of his top 5, like I said, if you guys are Michael Jordan, I know he's a Michael Jordan guy at Basketball Time Machine. If you're a Michael Jordan guy, you guys can't have LeBron James in the top 5. And like I said, I don't see how you can have him in the top 10. I just don't see it. You don't have the same list as me. It don't have to be in any particular. I told you the orders are relevant, and my 1 through 10 is irrelevant. It's Michael Jordan number 1. That's all that's important. 2 through 10 doesn't really matter to me. Like I said, if you told me that you thought Larry Bird was the greatest of all time, I don't think there's an argument for that, but that's okay. I respect Larry Bird. He's respected enough by me. I feel like that if you say that's your greatest of all time, I ain't got no problem with that, man. Like I said, I don't think you can make an argument for it, but okay, I respect his career. He's worthy. If you told him it was Kareem or Bill Russell or Will Chamberlain or Magic Johnson or Kobe Bryant, I have no problem with this. Once again, I don't believe you have an argument for it over Michael Jordan, but hey, man, those guys are worthy. They're respected. If you told me it was Jerry West, if you told me it was Dr. J, if you told me it was Hakeem Olajuwon, I don't believe you have an argument over Michael Jordan, but okay, I respect these guys. That's the difference here. You see what I'm saying, guys? I don't respect LeBron James's career and the way he went about his business, the way he accumulated these stats and these accolades. I don't respect it. So I cannot have you in a conversation with these other guys that accumulated almost just as much, if not more than LeBron James in certain areas, and they went about the right way. They didn't cheat the game. They didn't cheat the fans. They didn't cheat themselves. You guys know the deal. You know the deal on this channel, guys. It'll always be the same. It'll always remain because I'm standing on the integrity, the honor, the class. And this is why, once again, LeBron James is asking for the respect. He's not respected by the true basketball fans out there. Once again, it's not about Michael Jordan being number 1. It's about the respect, guys. The respect. LeBron James don't respect us. So why the hell should we respect him? He don't even respect the game. He don't respect anything. Nobody. He respects no one. How can that person be a top 5 player of all time? His game, once again, on the court does not warrant that. And once again, there are other players that have either greater resumes or resumes just on par. But once again, they have the intangibles that LeBron James can't touch. They have the on-court footage that verifies how they went about their winning, how they went about their careers. They had leadership. It's all coming down, guys. The kingdom, the LeBron James kingdom's coming down. Because once again, guys, it was an illusion. It was an illusion. It was an illusion. You guys remember that movie, My Cousin Vinny? When he breaks down the magician, the card trick from the magician, right? And he talks about how this guy's, he's trying to build a case, right? The DA's trying to build a case. But he goes, if you're innocent, the case can't be built off of nothing but illusions. So when you look at it this way, it might look good. When you look at it this way, it might look good. But when you look at it a certain way, it don't add up. It's thin, he said. This is LeBron James. His argument is thin. It's not built off of facts. It's not built in reality, guys. I say the same things all the time. They're trying to bend the history of the NBA, rewrite the history of the NBA and bend reality. That's the only way you can make LeBron James remotely close to some of these guys. In the case, remember, guys, it's thin. It's not built on anything, man. It's not standing on anything. I will tell you guys that. It's standing on nothing. Narratives and lies don't hold up to the facts. Remember, the truth can never be hate. So shout out to everybody that's been coming to their senses and taking LeBron James out of their top 5. Should have never been there. Because he ain't worthy of it. He never was. LeBron James has not been worthy for a long time, guys. For a long time now. A long time, guys. Remember, he made that decision a long time ago. This wasn't a couple of years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. We're going on 15 years. LeBron James been flopping around, cheating the game, pointing the finger. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.